Embracing your true identity, the revolutionary power of authenticity in business. Welcome, everyone. Today, I'm honored to share insights from my transformative conversation with Tychelle Mosely, a visionary leader who has fundamentally changed how we think about authentic identity in professional spaces. Tichelle isn't just a thought leader. She's a movement creator who has illuminated paths for thousands of Black professionals navigating the complex terrain of corporate America. Her revolutionary approach has shown that our unique perspectives aren't just valuable, they're essential catalysts for innovation and transformation that can reshape entire industries. What makes Tichelle's work so groundbreaking is her unwavering commitment to helping others recognize that their authentic identity isn't something to minimize or hide, it's their greatest professional asset. Her impact extends far beyond individual success stories. She's creating systemic change in spaces where conformity was once the unspoken rule for advancement. We've all heard the conventional wisdom, haven't we? To succeed professionally, especially as a person of color, you need to blend in. Code switch, downplay your cultural background, make others comfortable with your presence. This advice has been passed down through generations like a survival manual, whispered from parent to child, mentor to mentee. But what if everything we've been taught about professional success is fundamentally backward? What if the very things we've been encouraged to hide are actually our greatest sources of strength, innovation, and competitive advantage? This is the revolutionary perspective Tichelle Mosely shared with me. The surprising insight that challenged my thinking was this: embracing your identity, especially as a Black professional or entrepreneur, isn't just about self acceptance. It's a powerful catalyst for transformation and innovation within your field. Many assume that fitting in means conforming, but Tichelle's research and experience show it's often those who lean into their unique backgrounds and perspectives who drive the most meaningful change. The journey of owning your story rather than minimizing it can unlock new opportunities and inspire others to do the same. As Maya Angelou wisely said, do the best you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better. Tichelle's work embodies this philosophy, helping professionals know better so they can do better, not just for themselves, but for entire industries. Let me share three key insights from our conversation that I believe can transform how you approach your professional identity. First, your authentic identity is an asset, not a liability. Your lived experiences, particularly as someone from a marginalized group, provide you with perspectives that others simply don't have. These perspectives can help you identify gaps in the market, connect with underserved communities, and develop innovative solutions to problems others might not even recognize. Consider the journey of Tolang Motsumi, whose story Tichelle highlighted during our conversation. Tolang documented their transformation on social media as they embraced their true identity. They faced immense societal pressure to conform and battled internal doubts about acceptance in both personal and professional spaces. But instead of hiding, Tholang chose radical authenticity. They shared before and after moments publicly, opening up about struggles with self image in a way that was previously unheard of in their professional circles. Prior to sharing openly online, Tolong struggled with fitting into predefined roles at work and in social circles. The pressure to conform was constant, exhausting, and ultimately unsustainable. Every morning, Tolang shared one. I would look in the mirror and practice being someone else. I would rehearse how to speak, how to laugh, how to hold my body, all to fit into spaces that weren't designed for people like me. It was like wearing shoes 2 sizes too small every single day. The results of embracing authenticity were remarkable. By showing up as their true self, Tholong inspired others facing similar challenges and built a supportive digital community around embracing individuality. They grew an engaged following dedicated to authenticity and catalyzed important conversations around representation in media and leadership. Most importantly, Tolong helped normalize diverse identities within professional settings by showing what real transformation looks like. This brings me to Tichel's second key insight. Transformation begins when we embrace, not hide, our differences. Personal growth fuels professional innovation. When we stop expending energy on fitting into spaces not designed for us and instead channel that energy into creating new spaces, remarkable things happen. The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. Alice Walker reminds us. Tichelle emphasized that reclaiming our power starts with recognizing that our differences aren't deficiencies. They are distinctive strengths that can transform entire industries. Actor Keith Powers exemplifies this principle. As Tichelle shared with me, Keith used his platform on TikTok to discuss skincare routines tailored specifically for men of color. He navigated stereotypes suggesting men, and especially Black men, shouldn't care openly about appearance or wellness. Keith grew up without many visible role models talking about skin health or holistic well being in mainstream media spaces. Rather than accepting this gap as inevitable, he became the representation he wished he had seen. He shared product recommendations transparently while discussing cultural barriers around self care practices among Black men. Growing up, Keith explained, I struggled with skin issues that none of my white friends seemed to have. When I looked for solutions, all the ads showed white men with completely different skin concerns. It made me feel like my problems weren't important enough to address. The impact of Keith's authenticity extended far beyond his personal brand. He sparked widespread conversation on wellness inclusivity and encouraged more open dialogue among young Black professionals regarding health routines. He became an influencer whose advocacy inspired new brands and products catering specifically to underrepresented demographics. Most significantly, he shifted industry norms by normalizing male skincare conversations within communities often excluded from such narratives. This example demonstrates how challenging norms through authenticity leads not only to individual success, but also broader market shifts, a powerful lesson for anyone seeking to make an impact. The third insight Tichelle shared is perhaps the most powerful. Community impact grows exponentially when we share our journeys openly. Vulnerability creates pathways for connection and empowerment. There's a beautiful African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Tichelle emphasized that when we share our authentic journeys, including the struggles and setbacks, we create permission for others to do the same. This collective vulnerability becomes a foundation for community transformation. Both Tholong and Keith demonstrated this principle. By sharing their journeys publicly, they created spaces where others could see themselves reflected and find courage to embrace their own authenticity. Their individual actions sparked collective movements. As Tichelle pointed out during our conversation, this ripple effect is particularly important for those in professional spaces who rarely see themselves represented. When one of us breaks through a barrier by being authentically ourselves, we make it easier for others to follow. Each authentic step forward becomes an invitation and a pathway for those coming behind us. We have to be intentional about creating the change we want to see, Tichelle told me. And that starts with being intentional about showing up as our full selves. This intentionality requires courage. It means rejecting the false promise that conformity will protect us from discrimination or bias. The truth is, as Audre Lorde taught us, your silence will not protect you, neither will your conformity. What Tichelle's work reveals is that there's tremendous power in owning your narrative. When you control your story rather than allowing others to define you, you reclaim agency over your professional journey. You transform from someone trying to fit into existing structures to someone capable of creating new ones. This perspective challenges the conventional wisdom that success requires assimilation. Instead, it suggests that true innovation and leadership emerge from differentiation, from bringing your unique perspective to bear on problems that need solving. For professionals navigating corporate America or entrepreneurship, this insight is revolutionary. It means that the very aspects of your identity that have been treated as liabilities can become your greatest professional assets. Your lived experiences provide you with insights that others simply don't have. Think about it. Who better to identify gaps in products and services for underrepresented communities than members of those communities themselves? Who better to develop solutions for people who have been historically underserved? Who better to lead organizations toward more inclusive practices and policies? The business case for authenticity is clear. Companies with diverse leadership consistently outperform their competitors. Markets that have been ignored represent tremendous opportunities for growth. Problems that have gone unsolved await fresh perspectives. But beyond the business case, there's a human case. The toll of hiding who you are, of code switching, of downplaying your background, of making yourself smaller to make others comfortable is immense. It depletes the energy you could be directing toward innovation and growth. As Tichelle shared with me, when you're constantly translating yourself for others, you lose something in that translation. Your ideas don't come through with the same clarity and power, but when you speak from your authentic voice, there's a resonance that can't be manufactured. This resonance is what allows authentic leaders to connect deeply with their audiences, their customers, their communities. It's what enables them to identify needs that others have missed and to develop solutions that truly serve. I want to leave you with this powerful call to action. Starting today, commit to bringing your full, authentic self into every room you enter. Not just the parts that feel safe or acceptable, but the entirety of who you are, your cultural background, your lived experiences, your unique perspective. This isn't just about personal fulfillment, though that's certainly part of it. This is about transforming our workplaces, our industries, and our society. When you show up authentically, you create space for others to do the same. You challenge outdated norms that have limited innovation and excluded valuable voices. Ask yourself, what might be possible if I stop dimming my light? What contributions am I withholding from the world by hiding aspects of my identity? How might my authentic voice solve problems that others haven't been able to address? The world doesn't need more people who blend in. It needs more people who stand out, who bring their unique perspectives to bear on our most pressing challenges. Your authenticity isn't just a gift to yourself, it's a gift to all of us. So I challenge you, lead unapologetically with every part of who you are. The transformation begins with you, but it doesn't end there. Your courage creates ripples that can change everything. The future belongs to those brave enough to be themselves. Will you be one of them?